President Trump saying he'll stop using the term Chinese virus. Can this ease tensions between Beijing and Washington now?
Well, it is a sign that the two sides may be willing to de-escalate this blame game that's been going on over this pandemic. But Yvonne, this doesn't change the broader technological, trade, economic dispute between these two countries, not to mention the tit-for-tat battle for media access that just led to a massive expulsion of foreign journalists from China. And Trump, meanwhile, he has changed his attitude towards the pandemic several times. He had earlier referred to it as the coronavirus. He had praised Xi Jinping for China's strong virus response. But then a few weeks ago, he had started referring to the outbreak as the China virus, despite the World Health Organization purposefully naming it COVID-19 to avoid stigmatizing any group or place. So even though Trump is now reversing, no longer calling it China virus, Secretary Mike Pompeo still referring to COVID-19 as the Wuhan virus and condemning the Communist Party for its disinformation campaign. And so for a little background, this is all after that very unusual public spat we saw between two top Chinese diplomats, a foreign ministry spokesman earlier floating the idea that the U.S. military may have spread the virus, and then the Chinese ambassador to the U.S. calling those rumors crazy. But geopolitical analysts say that on both sides, they're trying to deflect blame and serve domestic political agendas. So China trying to deflect blame for its early response to the virus outbreak, and Trump trying to avoid blame for the growing outbreak in the United States as he's facing a re-election.
So, yeah, they're lifting these lockdowns in Wuhan at a time when we're seeing more of these imported cases. I mean, we saw that with some of today's numbers out of China as well. Is that going to be a big risk for Beijing then to reopen so quickly?
Well, when it comes to Beijing, they're actually still clamping down more severely in terms of these imported cases. So recently, they're now requiring all foreigners anybody who's traveling outside of China back into Beijing to be redirected to another airport, and then they have to go through a test on site, and then only if they are cleared of the virus can they then travel to Beijing as their destination. But every single person coming into Beijing needs to be isolated as a designated location, not self-isolation in their home, at a designated location for 14 days. So these are very strict measures. But yes, we are seeing the national count for imported cases continue to rise, rising to more than 60 today after more than 40 yesterday. So the country is on extremely high alert for these imported cases. Not to mention the fact that there have been local media reports that even though the official numbers in Hubei, in Wuhan, say that there are zero or very few cases every day for the past few weeks, local reports say that there have been findings of these asymptomatic cases that aren't being accounted into the national count.